everybody. Happy afternoon coffee break. It's time to take a break from the day, enjoy a cup of coffee with a guest, and you get to meet somebody new today. So I am, this is Denise Krebs, hashtag DNA Detective with the Code of You, and I am really excited to have our guest on today. This is Dawn McGee. Help me welcome Dawn. Hey, Dawn. So I am not going to go through, she has an entire list of experience and accolades and amazing resources and things that she's done. But suffice it to say, she has a lot. She's very qualified, but probably the one that I found out about that was the most intriguing, which might perhaps go to some of the reason that she has this book, is I just found out that she was the youngest manager in McDonald's history. Now, for all of you who have teenagers out there that are looking to get their first job and you think that they don't have any possible opportunity, Dawn will probably prove you wrong. So before I turn it over and ask Dawn about her book, I am going to read a quote on the back of her book cover. And you know, I have to put my glasses on, people. It says, Dawn McGee is known for her caring nature and has the ability to shine her light on others by spreading daily dosages of joy and inspiration. She has a keen insight on life and shares her extensive knowledge of self-preservation as well as empowerment attained throughout the years. Dawn's coaching skills guide individuals to achieve balance while obtaining their life's goals. And that is a quote from Clevitt Kayana Roberts, founder and CEO of Affirmations of Change. So I just sadly found out about this book a few days ago, because had I known about it a week ago, I would have ordered one for a gift for our daughter for Easter, but that's not going to happen. So she can, maybe I'll print a cover picture off and send it to her or put it in her Easter basket or something. But anyway, so welcome, Dawn. Tell us the name of your book and tell us how did this book come about?
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Denise, for having me on today. And oh, your daughter will love it. This is the cover of the book, and it's called The Young Woman's Guide to Success, Coloring Your Canvas of Life. And as you notice, my background is actually the cover of my book. And it's interesting how this book came about, because I was in corporate America for 35 years, retired, that was 8 years ago, and started my own business, coaching and consulting business, and I was hitting all the wrong people. Everybody wanted to hire me, not as a coach or a consultant, but they wanted me to run their businesses. And so one night in prayer, I'm a godly woman, and so, you know, I live out God's will for my life. That's what I'm all about. And I laid down in prayer, and I'm like, oh, Lord, please, you know, shut all the doors I'm not meant to walk through and open the ones that I, in fact, slam all the doors shut that I'm not meant to walk through. The very next morning at 9:47 a.m., I received a telephone call from iHeartRadio, and they asked me if I would co-sponsor the Girls World Expo. I didn't know anything about that. And it's
What's it called? Girls World?
The Girls World Expo. And it's for
Okay.
girls ages 9 to about 21. And it's very inspirational and to help guide them and that sort of thing. And I was like, oh, sure, absolutely. What do you need? So they told me, well, we really need this dollar amount. I'm like, wow, I can't afford that. I could probably do half that. And they're like, well, but we would want you to speak to the girls and this and that, whatever. So I said, well, okay, if I'm going to commit to this, I want to sit down and meet with you, find out a little bit more about this organization. How is it set up? Those sorts of things. Long story short, in the midst of that meeting, they're like, wow, you are absolutely incredible. Would you write a book for the girls? I'm like, oh, absolutely. So I left that meeting handed over my check, left that meeting, sat in my car, looked up, and I'm like, okay, God, this is all you. You're going to have to help me write this book. So that's how this book came about. And
Very interesting. So I'm guessing, I might be going out on a limb here, but maybe it's a hopeful question. The subtitle, Coloring the Canvas of Your Life, does that mean that there might perhaps be some coloring opportunities in there?
oh, yes, absolutely. Now, here's just one of the pages. You can see.
Yes.
Okay. This particular one, this is my favorite mandala. So I have the 10 years exclusive rights to all these designs in this book. I had them made, and specifically for me for this book. And they are mandalas for stress relief and relaxation. So the book, it's not just for young women. In fact, my average reader that reaches out to me via email is 72 years old.
Wait a minute. Average reader is 72.
Yes.
Now,
That reaches out to me.
Not my strong suit, but I remember from my math days, and actually Caleb's probably in that phase of math right now with averages, but average means that the youngest to the oldest, and the average is the most of. And so you're saying that the most of your readers are 72?
The number of the readers that reach out to me via email, the number. So it various ages. They could be the youngest, they could be the oldest, but the number of emails I get, the average of those readers is 72 years of age.
Wow, that's amazing. Maybe I say forget my daughter and give it to my mother.
This book is for not just women. I have a lot of men who order this book, read it, and use it because it's like a workbook. There's pages in here where I talk about, the very first chapter is called You Are the Champion of Your Life.
I love it already.
Talk about journaling, positive affirmations, and it's like a workbook. There's pages in here where you can evaluate your life. And the cool thing that I found out, because I was really shocked that the people that reached out to me, the average age was 72 years old. Like, why? They got it for their daughter or their granddaughters initially. They're like, wow, I had to get a second one because I needed this. Wow, I wish I had that now, because somewhere around that age, they've already raised their children, they help raise their grandchildren, and now maybe their spouse is deceased, and now they find themselves all alone and nothing to do. So they kind of recreate themselves.
And, you know, as you're reading, as you're talking about that, I'm just thinking of all of the opportunities with church groups, with youth groups, with how awesome would it be to have a multi-generational Bible study group in a church or in your home to do this and go through with the, you know, Titus 2 women.
Yes. In fact, this book right here started, well, it didn't start my speaking career, but I have spoke at churches all around North Carolina to the youth groups, and with that, their parents were in those meetings, you know, those sessions as well. So it was their youth plus their parents, and really I tailored it to our current times. And, you know, one of my my quotes that I live by is never compromise your morals or values for anyone or anything, including money. And I truly live by that. I quoted that, pen to paper when I was in my early teens. And that's been my guiding force, along with, you know, God. I mean, I've grew up in church, and that's what drives me. So, and then one of my messages, of course, in the churches is letting all the kids know, even the girls' seminars, like, you know what? If they say everyone's doing it, believe me, everyone's not doing it. They just don't want to tell you because they think it's cool. So don't do it. Don't compromise your morals or values, regardless.
Yep, absolutely. That's a conversation that we often have with both our kids.
Yeah.
Just because it's, you know, I don't know that it was as prevalent. Maybe it was when I was growing up. I don't, or maybe I just didn't care what the other kids did. I don't know. But it seems like today our youth are faced more with the peer pressure than I feel like I was at that age. But again, maybe it's not, maybe it's just because I was not involved in that or I didn't care about it,
Right.
what the kids were doing.
And and I agree with you on that. Although there was a lot of the peer pressure and bullying going on when I grew up, the difference I think is social media, because everything is so instantaneous now. And it's like if you have something negative to say about somebody, they blast it on social media and it spreads wide and far. Whereas when I grew up, we didn't have social media and it was just amongst who was within that community and that was it. But I didn't care what people thought because I beat to my own drum.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. So in our last couple of seconds here, any closing thoughts or maybe a story that you have from somebody that's gone through this, whether it's, at first I was going to say a youth, but now I'm thinking a 72-year-old that went through your book and the their testimony, their experience, their story.
Sure, absolutely. I can share this one with you because I've been told I can share it. On Thursday evenings, I started doing a women's book study centered around this book. And one of my coaching clients, Michelle, she is in this book study. And today, as a matter of fact, she shared with me that she said, you have helped me so much. Just going through this, we're only 3 weeks in, and she's like, you have literally changed my life. All these things. And she says, I cannot thank you enough. She goes, I was on a Zoom yesterday, and every person that was on had to speak about the impactful people in their life. And she said, I told them all about you. And I actually told them that you are the hero in my life. You brought me back from the pits of, where, and I'm myself again. My son just came home from school. I hadn't seen him since December. And he's like, Mom, I'm so glad you're back. You're back to yourself again. So, yeah. And she's just 2 years younger than me.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that. God uses people and tools at his discretion. And I believe his heart is certainly for drawing someone back to him and allowing them to be their best and do the one thing that he has created them to do. And that's been my philosophy with my business as well. So I love hearing those stories. So thanks, Dawn, for stopping by today and sharing a cup of coffee, my llama coffee. And I will put Dawn's contact information below and a link to her book. If you want to reach out to her, if you have more questions for her, I'm sure she would be more than happy to chat with you. So until our next coffee break, you all enjoy and color your life. How about that? All right, take care, everybody.
Thanks. Bye-bye.